Hey everyone. So this is kind of a follow-up to my video about karma and slash cosmic justice, whatever. But it's also me wanting to vent something. So I did a video about domestic violence, and I've debated about whether or not to post it because, and I'm going to tell you, it's kind of a dumb reason why when I say it out loud, but it's because I got kind of emotional in that video for a moment. I mean, I pulled it back, but I kind of got emotional. And for a handful of my videos, I've gotten emotional. Well, like more than probably the average, creator on here, I got like kind of teary-eyed. I'm an emotional person. I'm a Libra. I'm sensitive. And I'm also someone who has been very insecure most of my life. And I still sometimes deal with insecurity, though I'm, pushing through it to do content. But I still deal with insecurity. And so to find a space where I am being appreciated, it means so much to me. When I'm being authentic, I'm not faking the funk. Even in me wearing this filter, you guys, if you watch my content, you've seen me without a filter, Yes, I think I look as exceptionally cute in the filter, but that's not the point. I can go without the filter. And so you see me and some of you appreciate me and show me love. And to that, I am so grateful. So it sometimes will spark an emotional response. In this case, the domestic violence video, I was just triggered talking about domestic violence. But I want to say that, especially as a unpaid creator, so I don't have to worry about upsetting a sponsor or anything like that. And that's not to shade people who are being paid. It's the fact that because I'm not, then I don't have the same constraints on me. I'm being myself. And I feel like in life, sometimes I will rewatch one of my videos and I'll hear myself say something that I know most people would probably deem embarrassing, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, or oh my gosh, did she say that, or whatever. And ultimately, my judge is our creator. That's my judge. We are all people on this planet. We're all, in a sense, children on this planet just trying to figure things out. That's what we are. And so the idea of and don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm completely above what I'm about to say, but to some degree I'm more above than a lot of other people, but not everybody, clearly. But just, understanding that the only true judge of me is our creator, and that a lot of people who do throw judgment my way, they're not in a position to throw stones. That's what allows me to be my authentic self, if that makes any sense. Now, the people I want to kind of do a video about pet peeves. One of my pet peeves are people that push religion. And even though I'm the first one to say that Christianity is the quote unquote whipping boy of religions, that's the one that everybody feels comfortable picking on, are Christians. And I don't like that. And I do identify as a Christian. And I want to say, it's my personal opinion, and you do what you want, that anybody can identify as a Christian ultimately. And what I mean by that, if you are in the LGBTQIA+, I believe you can identify as a Christian. if you have done bad things in your past, I believe that you can identify as a Christian. I think it, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like the Bible, and namely talking about Jesus, and I'm not trying to push religion, I'm just like giving my philosophy, kind of showed us that almost nobody is beyond redemption. You know, that if you come with a pure heart and the wisdom from your bad choices, that there is hope for you. That's my belief. That's where I stand, and that's how I was pretty much taught. So I hope that makes sense. Now the people who are like pet peeve people for me are the people that don't take ownership of their faults, their flaws, and yet they live in a world of facade and they condemn other people. And you know, what we call hypo-Christians, like, you know, a version of hypocrite and Christian. Those people drive me crazy. Like, I've seen people push religion and, you know, they have all these judgments about people, but they themselves are not living the quote unquote righteous path. And they lie, and they're inauthentic. And it makes me wonder, you know, it reminds me of the little quote of Cat Williams that people play sometimes when people are spying on their page, and like, do you know I can see you? And I feel like, do you know God can see you? Like, God can see in your heart. So when you're like lying and being a bad person and stuff, God can see that. So why are you got a Bible in one hand and lies coming out of your mouth? Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Anyway, that quick vent, but yeah, that's like one of my little pet peeves, you know, but I'd love to do a video on pet peeves moving forward. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.